So now I want to go over just a couple of techniques that you can do from your head to your shoulders for some self-care techniques while you're at home. As I have stated in earlier part of this video, I am going to do an additional video that is for the forearms and the hands, as well as one that is of the feet, which I will be practicing on my father actually, because will be really impossible to show you how to massage on my own feet like this. So that will come a different day. But yeah, so just a few techniques that you can do for people who have headaches. A good thing to do is just take your thumbs. Again, we talked about thumbs before, so don't be overly forceful. Do as much pressure as you can take and as you will not hurt the rest of you. So take those thumbs and stick them right, get my hair out of the way, at the base of the skull. And just press. And just hold there for a minute or two. Now what you can also do is go in light circles. And if you had that rad roller, you could also stick it right there. Just lay down, kind of take some of those pressure points away. Back and forth. All down the neck. And back up. Now, you can do your entire skull. Again, that scalp massage is the best. And then come around and taking your fingers and pushing away. Now this technique, although it gives you a funny face, these two techniques right here into right here are just really great for sinus pressure. If you're crying and you're over emotional and you get all snotty, for lack of better words, this is a great one to open up the sinuses. Again, don't mind the funny faces. If anything, it should make you laugh. And then that's half of my job complete. Now, I suggest that if you are sick or you are feeling ill, not to do these. If you have sinus infection or allergies, that's one thing. But if you are feeling ill from the coronavirus, and especially if you are feverish, do not do this until you are out of that fever part. It's only going to make you feel worse. So even though I've done this a few extra times, in school we were always taught to do everything in threes. Okay, so from there what you can do, I kind of do it like you're doing this, but you just take your thumbs and you hang out at your temples. And you can do what's known as a cranial sacral move from cranial sacral. And all you're doing is slightly pulling back. And this is really light pressure, so you don't want to be like digging into your head. Just lightly, as if you're barely putting any pressure. Back and forth, back and forth. That will help with tension headaches. It'll help with stress. If you want, very carefully, as long as it's diluted with carrier oil, you can put a little drop of peppermint oil. on your temples. Just make sure whatever you do, if you then continue to massage, that you don't get it too close to your eyes because it will burn the crap out of you. I know from firsthand experience. Okay, so you can do that a little bit. Another cranial sacral move that I like to do is up. And you're just moving your hands, again, very light pressure. If that hand position is uncomfortable, you can go this way. Or sometimes I just go and I hold right here. And I'm slightly pulling up towards my forehead, but not a lot. Okay, from there, you want to go into the TMJD area. So the way I like to start is by doing more funny faces, circular motion around the jaw. Make those funny faces. Now, if you have TMJD, especially, you're going to feel some pretty big trigger points right about here, right where your jaw meets. You'll know you're in the right spot when you open your mouth and you can feel a little bit of jump. So, with that idea, you're going to hold and anchor a little bit and slowly open and close your jaw. For those of you with TMJD and tend to clench your jaw, even if you don't have TMJD, I imagine a good chunk of people are clenching their jaw right now. So this is just a really good way at loosening up those muscles, which in return, because of the fact that your sternocleidomastoid connects right there, and it is also connected to your temporal lobe. So all of that plays into a factor for neck pain, headaches, all kinds of things. Obviously, clicking jaw, you name it. You know, there are so many conditions that are not really realized because of the tightness that we hold in our jaw. So that is just a really good technique. Again, do more circles. You can do some what we call stripping, where you simply just go down on the side of your jaw. You'll feel the knots in there. And don't make it a point to where you have to get all of those knots out. If you know from regular massage, it usually takes more than one session. Some people have chronic issues. Do not make it a point to really get those trigger points out. All you want is to release a little bit of that tension so you're not living every day in pain, especially while you can't get your massages. So do not overdo it. If you have any questions about what you're doing, don't hesitate to reach out. Okay, after that, we're gonna go to the neck. So one thing I want to say about lotions is you can really use whatever you have at home. Obviously, massage lotion is a little bit different than your everyday moisturizer. So it does have a little bit more of the glide. I find that a typical lotion dries up a lot quicker, and therefore you need to apply more so that you're not giving yourself rug burn. But of course, use your best judgment. And if you have something that is a little bit more geared towards massage or body butters, they might have a little bit more of that oil content that we're looking for, that will give some extra glide. Of course, you don't want to be super greasy, but it's really a preference on what you can find. And honestly, if all else fails, you can use olive oil, you can use coconut oil, you can use almond oil, you can use grapeseed oil. There are really an endless amount of possibilities. And like I said before, MacGyver it. Do whatever fits for what you are going through and what we are all going through right now. So, with that being said, I also use in my practice very much these two products. This is a CBD oil that, or I should say cream, that comes directly from Colorado. I have found that this is my favorite so far because of the fact that it also has a cooling factor, to it. So it's not just a CBD lotion, but it also has a little bit of a numbing effect. It's called Cosmetic, and it's the hemp pain cream. I actually got mine at a Spa Via in South Jersey, but they do have a website and you can order it. It is completely legal, and yeah, I highly recommend it. So if you have this, if you want to order it, or if you have any other CBD lotion that you particularly, like, by all means, use that. This is just my preference. It's really good for spot treatments. It's really good just to kind of take a little bit of the tension off. It's not a fix-all, but it does make things a little bit more manageable when needed. And everybody's tolerance is different to, I shouldn't say tolerance, but everybody reacts to CBD differently. So it might be one of those things where this brand doesn't work the best for you, but there might be something else that does. Another one that I use, this is specifically made for massage therapists, so it's not something that you can buy, but this is my magnesium calming cream that I use on a lot of people who are spasming in the office or just have extremely tight muscles. Athletes, especially after their marathons, I will use this. It just really helps to kind of calm down the muscle that is spasming or super tight. Sometimes I will use it while I am working techniques. Other times I will use it as a finishing up. So after I've beat up your muscles a little bit, for lack of better words, then I'll put a little bit of this on to kind of counteract all of the torture. Now, like I said, this one is only sold to massage therapists. If somebody wants it in particular, I can get them. However, this bottle alone is $50. So it is not cheap at all. And I do know that there are a lot of other options. I can't think of the brand, but I did see one on Amazon that looked to be very well, and it had great reviews. So I'll have to find out what the name of that one is. But something else that I found in Walmart, I'll be honest, I haven't used it yet, but I figured I would try it out, especially if I'm going to be showing it on a video. So this is Art Natural Skincare Magnesium Oil, and it says it eases aches and soothes skin and promotes muscle recovery. So it says it's got an energy boost too. So that being said, It says use daily to significantly decrease joint and muscle aches, helps comfort overworked muscles for an increased feeling of vitality, soothing post-workout spray, also deodorizes and may help improve appearance of skin affected by redness and uneven skin tone. So there you have it. It's got a couple of different benefits. It is a little bit more on the oily side than I particularly like, but it was the one thing that I could find kind of in the not panic buying, but not wanting to spend a lot of time in the store while I was out last week. So this is available if you need it at a local store. I'm sure, again, Amazon has it if you don't want to leave the house. So I guess I'll have to let you know how it works. And just know that magnesium, just like the lotion that I have, is really great for muscle spasms, and it's great for insomnia even, and it's just something that our bodies are so deficient in, and we need more of it. Your muscles love it, your brain loves it, so get more magnesium. Also, if you can't get the lotion, you can do magnesium pills. The only thing I will say with that is it's not going to have as strong of an effect on your muscles as if you were using it topically in a lotion or oil or something like that. The reason being is because breaking that blood barrier and the skin barrier, I should say, it will absorb into the muscle more directly and quicker that way versus if you were to take it into your bloodstream. So that's just one thing to keep in mind. If you have really dry skin, again, use whatever you like. I recently picked up this Sympathy for the Skin from Lush. For those of you who know about Lush, part of it was a marketing thing for myself since I do make my own products, and I was seeing what theirs lotions were like. So I really like it because it's got kind of like an oatmeal base, and it smells a little like vanilla as well. So I'm going to use this to demonstrate a couple neck techniques. Alright, so you want to put a little bit of lotion. Enough to get it lubricated, but not enough to where you're like dousing yourself in lotion and you're super slippery. I should be doing this without my necklace on since that's how I prefer to work on clients. But if you see what I'm doing is I'm taking my hand and starting at this bone at the edge of your clavicle and slowly, again, avoiding the anterior triangle. Slowly bringing up. From this side, in small circles, and then pull. All right. Now another important muscle to be worked, especially because of sitting at a computer, driving, texting. Everything is so forward facing, so forward pulling, right? So our pecs are what are the muscles that are suffering the most, or one of the groups that are suffering the most, because we are shortening with everything. On top of that, our stress levels are rising. So we are lifting and everything is getting compressed, right? This is how hunchbacks happen, because the more tight you are and the more that you are shortening these muscles and not allowing them to move, the more they're going to create stress on your upper back, pulling you more forward. So what we have to do is we have to release and stretch and strengthen the muscles in the upper back for strengthening, but we have to stretch out these pecs. So one way to do that is by simply pulling apart. You might want to do one at a time. One at a time. Now, don't do kind of what I was just doing and hyperextend back. Just be relaxed. Then what you can even do, let me see how this will work. Let's come down. You want to get those biceps as well, because those are a very important muscle that contributes to tight upper back pain. Essentially your biceps and your pecs are tight and your upper back is overstretching, but you feel it more in your upper back. So that's why I say in your upper back pain. But you really need to get in these biceps and these traps. And if you're working at home, I suggest trying to do this every day, at least every other day. It will make a world of a difference. If you don't want to use your hands, again, you can take, just because it's the easiest one for me to grab, you can take a ball and roll it out. Roll it down your arm. Simple. Well, there you have it for today's video. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching the entire thing. I hope that you found some techniques that you could utilize during this time. If you have any questions about the techniques that I use, the tools that I used, lotions, anything at all, please don't hesitate to get in touch. You can email me, text me, call me, whatever you need. I am here for you despite the fact of being closed. Any way that I can help, I would be happy to. I hope that you are all doing well and that you and your families are keeping safe and happy and healthy and enjoying some of this downtime for some quality time and to enjoy the things that you may not get to on a regular basis. Please keep an eye out for the next couple of videos that I have planned. I will be doing one again on full body stretching, forearm and hand massage, as well as foot massage. Those will be 2 separate videos, well, I should say 3 technically. And then if anybody has any suggestions of things they would like me to record, I would be open to some ideas. You can feel free to comment or email me or reach out on social media. Otherwise, thank you so much again. I look forward to having you all on my table as soon as this is over, and enjoy the day. All right, bye.